Hello and welcome to Travel Babble with Basha. I am Basha, your hostess today as we visit a castle in Ireland. On my trip to Ireland, I had the chance to stay in Kilronan Castle. The first thing that I have to tell you that was amazing about this was that my mother and my aunt had stayed in the same castle about 2 years before I was able to go there. So my mom was so excited to share her pictures, to prepare me for visiting the castle, to tell me what to look for and what I would see. And we got to share that adventure even though she wasn't with me together, because when I came back then I got to share my pictures from all over Ireland where we had visited similar places, but this castle was the one place that we had both stayed in. Now the first thing you notice when you pull up to Kilronan Castle is the majestic front. I can't even describe it. It was just beautiful to just see, and just to pull up to it and then get off and just stand and look. I really enjoyed that. And then when you walk into the entranceway, it was elegant. There were glass windows. As you walked further in, the front desk was huge. As you explored some, there were sitting areas. There were places to hang out, to just sit quietly if you wanted to be out in public, but yet not be surrounded by a lot of people. There were a lot of quiet places to sit. One of the things that my mom had told me and I went looking for was this armor statue. And I found it, and I made sure I took a picture to share with her. So it's just little touches like that. There were also a bunch of plaques on the walls in certain places. There was different types of weapons that you could see around. There was a lot to see inside the castle. You didn't even have to leave. And I have to tell you, I was there for 2 nights, and the group that I was traveling with that one full day after the first night, they got up early, we all had breakfast, and then they went off on a tour to a nearby coal mine, and they went shopping. I didn't leave the castle. I decided I needed a day of no tourists, and I was staying at the castle. But what did I do? I went to the spa. Not only is this a castle to stay in, but they had a spa. I got a massage. Before the massage, I got to sit back in a nice comfortable chair. I got to, after the massage, go into several different pools. They had, I believe, a hot pool. They had saunas. There was so much steam, though, I couldn't see where I was going. I got to sit in the chair after and had like just a little snack and some tea. And they treated us right. And by getting the massage and going to the spa, I could have spent pretty much the entire day just there. When other people were coming back from their trip, I mentioned to them that I had gone to the spa, and they all agreed I probably had a better day than them. So I highly recommend the spa. Again, most spas, they're not cheap, but this was well worth the cost. I didn't think it was outrageous. I thought it was a reasonable price. I would highly recommend it. After I ate my lunch, because I spent most of the morning in the spa, I went out walking, and I walked the entire way. Now, it was a bit rainy, but it didn't bother me. I just put on a hat, put on a little rain cape, and I went off. And I walked all the way around. In the back, there was a big patio area that it looks like they would have maybe some parties or some gatherings. Maybe you could have a private party there in the warmer months, because I was there, it was a bit chilly and it was raining. I also walked around the front, and one of the things that I laughed at, I saw this sign and I had to look it up to see what it meant, because I had never heard of a ha-ha wall. And I thought, is that something funny? Is that a joke on me? But ha-ha wall is a true thing. It's a kind of like a place in the area where it's sunken, maybe the fence is down underneath. It's almost like a wall, and if you don't watch where you're going, you can fall right off of it. So that was a fun thing to see, and it was a learning experience for me. Back in the castle, in my room, which I did hang out some in my room because I was relaxing. Walking to me is relaxing. It helps me clear my mind, so that was part of my relaxation for the day. But back in my room, it was huge. I was traveling solo. I was with a group, but I was traveling solo by myself. Most of the other group was some families or, some friends. And I was traveling solo, and I had a huge room. I had this huge bed, that I could just lay in. I had a couple chairs. I actually pulled my chairs. They were by a table. I pulled them over in front of this nice window which overlooked the back of the castle grounds. There was a parking lot back there, but it looked back to trees and grass. And I sat in one of those chairs, propped my feet up in the other chair, and read a book while looking out at the scenery when it was raining a little bit too much for me to be out there walking. There was also this huge armoire. I was only there for 2 nights, so I did not completely unpack, but I was able to take some items out, put them in the armoire. But I just enjoyed looking at it. I love to see things like that furniture and the nice furniture. There was also a desk. Now in the bathroom, oh goodness gracious, if you've been in some of the rooms or you've seen me talk about some of the single rooms that I've stayed in that are tiny, this room was huge. There was a tub on one side, which I did use. There was a nice big sink, a toilet, and then there was a separate shower. Again, I was able to use the shower. I also had a place to hang up my bathing suit from being down at the spa and being in some of their tubs. I had a wonderful time at Kilronan Castle. If you get a chance to go to Ireland, I recommend traveling all around the whole entire country, which I was able to do. I had a wonderful time there. I spent several weeks in the area, but I spent the 2 nights at Kilronan Castle. And because of the way I chose to do it, they were 2 of the most relaxing times and the most relaxing nights and days that I had while still enjoying what the country has to offer. If this sounds interesting to you and you really want to hear more about Kilronan Castle or you'd like to go there, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and after you do that, go pack your bags and head over to Ireland.